morning, everybody. You're seeing me do one of a couple of things that I do every single day here. Quincy, why don't you come here? Quincy, come. Morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with the Critters. Good girl. Nice job. So we're out here. This is something I do every single day. Quincy, let's move inside. Right here, Quincy. Let's go. Can you sit? Good. So good morning. Yes, this is something we do every single morning, every single day, different times of the day. We take leftover fruits and vegetables. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Using attention as a reinforcer, contact as a reinforcer. We save all the leftover fruits and vegetables that some of the animals don't eat, and we save them for the next day, and we come out here and sprinkle them all over the ground, and all of the animals here forage for it. So you've seen Willie the turkey vulture, who's right over here, Quincy, who's right here, Milo, who's right there, and oh, you are so good, Cello, who just flew to the perch. Quincy, I need you to come right here and sit. Good girl. Cello, you want to come here? Come on. Nice job. Here's Cello. Nice job. So, Quincy, come on. I'm losing my reinforcer with Quincy. Quincy, can you come with me? We're going to go ahead and move inside. Good. Okay, because if I can't keep my eyes on everybody, we just don't do it. Quincy, let's go. Let's go ahead and move inside, and we'll get this episode of Coffee with the Critters started. Welcome. My name's Lara Joseph, owner of the Animal Behavior Center. Come on. Good job. We are an international educational center teaching people about behavior through working with animals using applied behavior analysis and positive reinforcement. And we do that through our live streaming services. You can find out more about that at theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. So let me go ahead and get Snow out of her crate. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to any comments yet, because my eyes have been on animals. Hey, this is Snow. Hi, Coco, our deaf and blind puppy. So I'm going to ask her to sit. Come. Nice job. Coco! Coco! And then I'm going to reinforce the crap out of that with some love. Yeah. And I love on Snow how Snow wants me to love her. So I'm going to sit down here for a second and get started with today's topic. And if you are here, it's because you are interested in the work we do, you are interested in applied behavior analysis, or you're interested in parrots, which is going to be today's topic. Sorry, if the camera starts, you were so good, thank you. The camera starts moving, it's because I have a deaf and blind dog that has no idea a tripod is sitting right here. Coco! There's Coco, the umbrella cockatoo that we just recently brought in from the zoo. Good morning. Hi, guys. Welcome, everybody. This is our second year of doing coffee with the critters every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. Once in a while, we'll do cocktails with the critters on a Saturday night. That's when I know I can't make it on Sunday. So we have a lot of new things happening. I just found out last night, not sure, it's not set in stone yet, but the wheels are in motion, that I may be getting ready to go on a very large excursion. Probably the second largest excursion of my life. So I see you guys are sharing this live stream. Thank you. The work we do here revolves around primarily applied behavior analysis using B.F. Skinner's laws of behavior. And I explain it in everyday behavior for people who are, good morning Tracy, people in the companion animal world, whether that be companion caregivers or trainers, people in the zoo world, showing how you communicate through training, and a lot of people in shelters, which reminds me, if Karen or Crystal are on here, we have started a new group called yeah, it's called the Support Network, the Animal Behavior Center Support Network. That group, it's a Facebook group, it's a closed group. It is for people who work in shelters, people who, of course, live stream wouldn't be the same without Suki. People who adopt animals from shelters. Lydia, there's the awesome Lydia McCarthy. Thank you, Lydia. She's a professional dog trainer out of Cincinnati who I've never met, but a big supporter of our work, and I received a referral from you this past week. Thank you. So anyways, the support network, it's primarily for people that have adopted animals and looking for information. And yes, there's Amy Furby, who also works with a lot of wildlife. I also work with a lot of wildlife rehab centers. Spoke a few times at the Ohio Wildlife Rehabilitation Association and was asked to present at the International Wildlife Rehabilitators Conference. Because the work we do applies to everything. Seeing a behavior that I do not want to see. So, Sharon, I think you're on here. We're always training. That animal can see, hear, or smell us. We're training. The key question is, what are you training it to do? Boom. 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 She's got the spins. So I don't want that behavior well practiced. From what I see when she does it, I'm talking about Snow, our deaf and blind puppy, it's usually out of frustration because she doesn't have a job to do or she can't get to something that she wants. And because we're talking about parrots today, I don't have to apologize for my barking Amazon. But before we get started, I want to say a couple of things. My new coffee cup just came in. We purchased this from Key West and had this in an octopus sculpture and a jellyfish lamp shipped to us from when we were in Key West. So I just unpacked these last night. Hi! Coco! So a couple of things. You never have to apologize for anything that happens during a live stream. Good. Because you never know what's going to happen. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Bobby. Good morning, everybody. A couple of things. Those of you that were at our October event, got to... It'll end here in a minute. Got to meet You done? Okay, now it's Kronos' turn. Got to meet the awesome Joel Vidovic. He was one of 6 speakers we had here at our October event. And for our upcoming October event, pay attention to the website. If you haven't signed up for our email newsletter list, that's where it'll be announced. It'll be announced first to the members because level 2 members get a severe discount. And we have some new things this year. So, Joel Vidovic was one of our speakers. He's a certified applied behavior analyst and an amazing person to listen to. He was just here this past week again. We will be collaborating with the Autism Model School here in Toledo, Ohio. We've already started doing a project together, which is pretty cool. And if I can, I will live stream some work from that. I just want to clear it with Joel first. But I want to show you, we did a workshop here for the staff members of the Autism Model School and an enrichment workshop. Anyways, they brought us as a thank you, which I think you guys will like. I think this is cool, and let me know if you guys even knew anything about this. I had no idea. Yes, so they brought us a couple of bottles of wine, and I asked if it was okay if it's gonna show up backwards. You can still hear us. Hey, Julie. So it's called One Hope, but he said, pay attention to the back. That's the cool thing. So I looked at the back of this, and right here, he gave me 2 bottles. And this one says, this bottle funds applied behavior analysis therapy to help children with autism. Is that not cool as beep? The other bottle, he's like, here's the other bottle. Now he's like, pay attention to the back of this. So I know somebody should tag Joel. Can somebody tag Joel in this? On the back of this one, right there, it says, listen to this. This bottle helps fund a pet adoption so every animal finds a loving home. Wow. I'm thinking we need to get a hold of these guys. Is that not cool? That is a great, meaningful gift that has some thought put behind it. Those are my favorite kinds of gifts. Isn't that neat? That's right, Rocky. Pika, pika, peekaboo. So today we're going to talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about, and this could apply to a lot of different animals. Do parrots make good pets? I get asked that quite a bit. And this is something I've given a lot of thought to over the past 12 years. I see people asking to join the support network. So, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, do parrots make good pets or companions? Those of you that watch my live streams know I'm not a fan of calling them pets. I never have been because, and that's my thought only, it gives the insinuation you love the birds vocalize. Good, because you're going to hear a lot of it. Right, Rock? What you doing, Rocky? I don't care to call them. Thank you guys. Thanks for sharing this video because there's going to be some important messages in this live stream. Peekaboo, Rocky. I'm always watching what they're doing because it's going to be something I either want an opportunity to reinforce or something that the environment may punish. Right, Rico? Here comes Pipsqueak. I don't like using the word pets because it insinuates that the animal is there for the individual's entertainment and comfort when the individual has the time. I do call them companions because I like that word. It suits me well. because I am their companion, they are mine, and I need them to respect me, and I definitely respect them. So a lot of times working with parrots. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Kenneth. Yes, their choices are more limited than a lot other animals because they usually live in enclosures. I can turn this camera around and show you some of the size of the enclosures that we have here. We're getting, ready to order another one. Here's the size of our enclosures. We have these sizes because we can. And you know, and it goes all the way around. That's our smallest enclosure. That's a temporary enclosure for Coco, the cockatoo, the umbrella cockatoo, who will be moved as soon as I order the new cage and as soon as it gets down here. And hopefully Jeff Smith with Corners Limited, yes, a little shout out to you, hi, because they are great people at Corners Limited. They're located in Kalamazoo, Michigan. The nice thing about these enclosures is they can change shape. You can add on, just watching Kronos with a toy, you can add on and you can modify. You can make them smaller if you wish. But yeah, we're getting ready to move Coco. I think Coco may be a permanent resident. I'm not dead set on that, but I'm okay with it. Hi. Give you guys something else to stare at besides my mug. Anyways, this is Rico. Rico is our, he'll be 13 years old this May. Tickle Wickle! There's Rocky in the background, who will be, I believe it's 20 this October. Coco is making a great education bird here. And Nicole, you haven't seen that coming. I'm a huge foster failure, sorry. We got Snow helping with the live stream. So when we consider taking in another animal, there's some Snow. There's some things we all agree to it, all of us. Tickle, 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 because all of us have to take care of it. We look at space because we're contemplating getting some more space. Not so we can get more animals, we just want to make sure there's enough space here for everybody. Hey, sweetheart. Oh my God. What? And we also make sure there's enough. We also make sure there's enough enrichment and people to train and people to clean. So anyways, yep, I'm getting ready to get another enclosure. Maybe I'll do a live stream when Jeff comes here. If he agrees to put the enclosure together for us. But back to parrots. Do parrots make good companions? This is something I have thought about. Snow, what did you do to my tripod? Everything's off kilter. Good morning, there's the awesome Sylvia. Do they make good companions? I've thought about this for years. There's a lot of controversy out there and a lot of people that say they do not. And first of all, good. Define good. That is usually a word I don't use because what good means to me could be something totally different than what good means to you. And good usually insinuates that the animal is behaving in a way that you want it to behave. Thanks, Snow. Which isn't necessarily fair to the individual animal. But so my thoughts on, do parrots make good companions? I have thought about this for years. Take a look at Kronos. playing on one of his toys. Do parrots make good companions? I am going to tell you, this is what I've thought about for years, and I stick to it. I would say the better question is, do you make a desired parrot companion caretaker? Me personally, I love parrots. I would choose my life no differently than living with them. They are some of the most intriguing, complex, intelligent, loud, comical, intricate, did I say that? Animals I've ever interacted with. These guys amaze me on a daily basis. And so there, I think it's an individual basis, and I love birds. I used to try to hide that because it's called the Animal Behavior Center, not the Avian Behavior Center. But I love birds. I love parrots. Hey, sweetheart. And each individual species of parrot has things that are behaviors that are unique to their species. But as somebody that studies behavior, I focus on the individual. There's an ARB going on in the background there. That is something I will probably always be on a maintenance plan. I will probably never go away. Sylvia, we need to consider the care for any animal we take in, whether your home can do it. Yeah. And whether it's fair to the rest of the people in the home. That's why before we bring in any animal here, it's usually a joint decision between me and myself and the 7 volunteers and my husband, because it's all of us that's going to be taking care of it. So we have some pretty complex animal individuals here that we are caring for. Ow, ow. I see some distant antecedents, or hear them. I love birds, I love parrots, I love cockatoos, to be specific. But I love cockatoos for several reasons. I just enjoy watching them. I find them to be some of the most difficult of the parrots to work with. I always love a good challenge, which is why I'm sitting next to a crow, and I have a pig. I love a good challenge because that's my mental stimulation. But training, I know we have several professional trainers on here. Thank you for attending. Appreciate that. And I am a professional animal trainer, not because I've always wanted to be a professional animal trainer. It's because, like I say many times, I love to provide animals under human care the opportunity to be empowered to their fullest, or the fullest that I or this center can give. I better change or interact with that behavior. Give me a second, or it's going to get really loud in here. Negative reinforcement at its finest. Right, Coco? I don't know if this is going to be it, but we can give it a shot. Quince. Sit. Right here. You want that? Hang on. guys, I'll be right back. So anyways, nice job, Quince. I don't know how long that foot toy will last him because it's a little more complex than what he can handle. Just wanted to point I'm missing some stuff because Lara does it too, and other new to companion animals might not realize its consideration, but thanks for being dedicated. So a couple of things I want to talk about with companions, parrots as companion animals. As with any animal, do your research. Do your research and make sure this is the right fit for your household, because parrots live a very long time. Parrots live a very long time. I've got Coco, who looks like he's probably in his late 20s. Rico's going to be 13. If I can keep him healthy, and if I can keep myself healthy, Coco's going to get loud. Hopefully Rico can live into his 50s or 60s. Usually with parrots, the larger the parrot, the longer the lifespan, if can be kept in good health. Let me go ahead and do something for the lovely Coco. So one thing that we were all discussing here recently is the statement that drives all of us crazy, that is given a lot in the companion parrot community. I've missed my opportunity to... Good job, Coco. Good job. Let me take you with me. One statement that is stated a lot in the companion... Look how close I can get to Coco now with the tripod, for those of you that have been following along in the Parrot Project. That. This is the importance of bumping up the complexity and the enrichment, because that's probably going to last them a whole 10 seconds. What's up, Kronos? The statement. Yeah, so Karen just posted the Parrot Project. For those of you, it's our largest project, and it's growing. It's an evergreen project, which means you can join at any time. It's full of weekly live streams on parrot behavior training and enrichment, interviews, consultations. But one of the things that really bothers us a lot here is when we hear the term first-time bird, or the starter bird, that's what it is. What makes a good starter bird? I don't know. What is a starter bird? You mean a bird to first get as a companion? If that is what you mean, do your research. I didn't. There was mine. I brought Rico home and then I did my research. And then I was like, oh crap, this is nice. But I am a very, I'm a very dedicated person. Once I start something, I'm usually in it 110%. So I brought in Rico, a male umbrella cockatoo, who I just said within the past year I will never have another male umbrella cockatoo. And now we have Coco. We have Rico, who's 13, umbrella. Rocky, who's 20, male Moluccan. Murray, who's 13, male greenwing. Suki, female, we have no idea because we found her outside, blue-fronted Amazon. We have Kronos, the African pied crow, who's here temporarily for training from a zoo. We have Coco, who we don't know a lot about. We were told he was wild caught. He's showing some behaviors that looks like he's wild caught. How sad for him. Thank God that's illegal. We have Ollie, the budgie, who is just a rock star of an educator. And you know who, a lot of times we hear the term starter bird. Go get your, I don't like hearing, I'm just gonna be honest, I don't like hearing the term parrots do not make good pets. I do not like to hear that, because it does not educate, it does not educate the person. I also don't like hearing the term go get a cockatiel or a budgie or something as a starter bird, because what does that mean? What does that mean? And something, Crystal Phelps, there she is. There's Crystal. Crystal, correct me if I'm wrong. She said something the other day. I was like, you're correct. I never thought of that. That's right, Rocky. She said that if you, by saying that parrots don't make good pets or companions, Crystal pointed this out the other day, what is that doing to all the parrots that are in shelters waiting to go into homes? I never thought about that. And I was just like, wow, that is a loaded statement. Because there's a lot of parrots in shelters that would make fabulous companions for the right household with education and training. Yep. Rocky! Education and training. Like I said, you are training whether you realize it or not. If that animal can see, hear, or smell you, you are training it whether you realize it or not. The key question is, what are you training it to do? That is why I train. And I used to not like to use the word train, because a lot of times people think training means teaching dogs to jump through hoops, parrots to lay on their back. Tricks. And my good friend and professional dog trainer, Vicki Ronchetti, if she's not on here, she said something to me a couple of years ago, because I made the statement that a lot of times I don't have the time to train tricks, because we have so many animals here that I only have the time to train husbandry and med prep. I only have the time to do grooming and getting the animals prepared to go to the veterinarian. Right, Kronos? Kronos is like, hey lady, you're forgetting some people. So let me get something for Kronos, and I'll show you what I do for him. If you notice. Remember how I say always increase the complexity? So Kronos likes walnuts. So I put walnut bits inside a paper cone cup. I just did this for Rocky, and he has yet to interact with it, but he will. I stick this in cage bars, but not next to the perch, because like I just said with Coco, he's done with his already. So watch what I do with this. Let's see if I do this with all the birds. I stick it where there is no perch. So let's watch what he does with that. So this is increasing the complexity. A lot of times people make it so easy for the bird to get the object. You guys have heard, some of you that came to the October event, heard my talk on contra freeloading. There's a reason I'm fascinated with contra freeloading. And there he goes. Thanks, Dana. Yeah, I know I should get a mic, but you know what? I would lose it. I would have no idea where it's at. Let me get something else for Coco. But anyways, back to, do parrots make good companions? My philosophy is, do people make good parrot caregivers? And I also say, the more, how do I want to say this? The more complex, hi, there's Pipsqueak asking for a head scratch. The more complex or quote unquote intelligent the animal, the harder it is to keep in captivity or under our care, however you want to term the phrase. So this is still too simple. Here. Hi, Coco. Good job. So we're working with Coco with several things. Something I do want to say, if you're working with a parrot that, thank you guys for sharing this live stream. Hi. If you're working with a parrot that you cannot get out of a cage or you cannot touch, I highly suggest you train it. I highly suggest you train it. This label him as our off-contact bird here, and the only one that can have contact with him is me, because his behaviors change so fast, and his overstimulation can lead to a bite very quick. And I've been bit by him. Must be my internet connection. I've been bit by him, my fair share of times, but it's usually due to, he keeps telling me my connection is weak. It's usually due to not paying attention, through rushing. So when it may look like I'm just handing Rico pine nuts through the cage bars. I am doing so much more than that right now. I'm training a couple of different things, and that's the reason I train, is because it empowers the animal. It's the best form of communication I've found with any animal. And another reason is, hi. A lot of times we use a lot of verbal cues. Hey, Steve, with animals. What I have found with my work is those animals are primarily reading your body language. That is a lot of communication. Different things his body language shows me can tell me a lot about his behavior and a lot about how what I'm gonna do next. Hi. So I'm doing several things right here. Yep, stationing, reinforcing a hello. I'm doing something else too. Remember me saying he can change behaviors quickly, and I need to read his body language. That is primarily what I'm doing right now. I am watching his body language through the cage bars before I enter. So he has choice. He's telling me when he's ready. He'll say hi. Hi. Good. And even Rico is the absolute love of my life, he is the love of my life. And I think everybody knows that. I still have to do this on a daily basis. I have to walk up, read behavior before I can walk in his enclosure. So for somebody, do parrots make good companions? They make great companions for me. Great companions for me. I love them. I love the education that I can share with the world through interacting with parrots. There's several of us on here that do many different things with parrots. I saw Pat Anderson on here. She's the anthropologist and anthrozoologist I interviewed a couple weeks ago. Oh, you didn't say hi. You want to say hi? So, his response time, good, is also an indicator of behavior. So I have yet to put my fingers in that cage with him. This is the love of my life. And yes, this is how I interact with him. This is, we have a great relationship, define great. It works really well on a daily basis and very helpfully for the two of us and everybody here. So he just did something different. He bit, good. He bit the pine nut in half, and he knows I'll sit there and hold it until he takes the rest of it. That's letting me know his reinforcers are starting to change. So it's not just the pine nut now. It could be the proximity to me. It could be the engagement with me. Hi. And I'm going to tell you right now, by reading his body language right now, I would not go in his cage. So does that look like he's being sweet and cute and lovable? Some people may say yes. I know Rico very well. Rocky! And I know him very well through training. Training is communication. What type of information are you communicating? And it's a two-way street here. Hi, Rocky. What I was going to say, what Vicki Ronchetti told me a couple of years ago is training tricks. Hi. Is a great way to fine-tune your training skills and to fine-tune that communication with the animal. So I could incorporate a trick, which is ask him to wave versus saying hi. All I want is a wave. And you say hi. He's not moving. I don't know, we haven't worked on this one. It's just something fun to do. And whenever I train an animal, I just said in the private live stream yesterday in level 1, hi, I need to train. I need to bump up my level of training and interaction with Levi because our relationship is showing that lack of training. That is why I train animals, because of that strong relationship I get with the animal, because training is communication. Tickle, wickle. Rico, can you wave? That's a hi. Can you wave? Good. Smooch your face off. Not right now. Good boy, Rock. And the reason I'm not going to go in Rico's cage right now is because he's given me body language I'm not really sure of. And if I'm not sure, I don't do it because I don't want to get bit. I'm not sure of what that consequence is going to be. Hi, can you wave again? That's kind of weak, but I'm going to take it since we haven't done it in a while. And then I'm afraid to take the camera back to Rocky because I do know I will lose connectivity back there. Let me go stick this in his cage. Rocky, you just run over here and eat your blind nuts. How about that? That. There you go. So we have touch. So now I'm going to ask a foot target. Good. The reason I am asking a foot target is because I need to get a better read on his behavior. Rocky just dropped what he was trying to get. Here you go. The reason I went and got that for Rocky is because I know he'll get frustrated. And I'm trying to do a live stream, and a frustrated Moluccan cockatoo and a live stream don't pair very well. Hi. So I'll ask the foot target again. Touch. Good. So these are some of the reasons I train all these different things. A foot target, I do it with the dogs. I do it with the giraffe. I do it with the primates. I do it, it's one of the first things I started with the alligators, teaching them the station, because that's communication. This is where I need you to be, because I need to come into your enclosure and do something, and I need to make sure you understand what I'm asking. Because in some situations, a life could depend on it, but the primary reason is because it's a fabulous foundation for a relationship to begin. Good. And if I start with a target, with an animal that I'm not sure I'm accurately reading their body language, I will start with the target stick. Touch your, because I'm not going to ask a parrot with a long history of biting to target its beak to my finger. If I need to target its beak to something, it's going to be to this first, in case I don't accurately read it. So I think parrots make fabulous companions. It depends on the level of education that the person has or is willing to get. And parrots make great educators for the public. Sorry, son. So I ask a foot target a little higher. You touch. Good. Can you guys see that? Hopefully you can. There's something I do with Rico. Not all animals like to be touched and petted. We have to touch everything because it makes us feel good. If we have something that we really adore and love, we like to touch it a lot. If that animal doesn't like that, you're not setting yourself up for a good interaction. Murray, here with me, he doesn't necessarily like certain types of interaction that my cockatoos do. So if I continue to touch an animal that doesn't like to be touched, I'm pairing myself, which we know is called a conditioned reinforcer. Thanks, Snow, for that movement of the tripod. She just targeted her nose to the tripod leg. Hi. I'm pairing myself. I'm now shaping a conditioned reinforcer where the animal will probably fly away from me from just the sight of me walking in the room. That's why I always say the animal's the one that determines the positive reinforcers, not us. Yesterday we said in the live stream, build those list of reinforcers. Why? Your environment's going to change. Snow's going to hit the tripod. Sorry. Anyways, hi. I think parrots can make great companions if the people are willing to educate themselves on parrots. So that's my 2 cents, and I don't use the word starter bird, thanks Snow, because I don't know what a starter bird means. I had somebody call me once saying they wanted help picking out a parrot for their daughter, and so I started asking questions about her daughter, how this type of life they live, and she wanted a sun conure. And I said, why do you want a sun conure? And she's like, because they're pretty. And I was like, all right, let me tell you what I'm going to suggest based on the questions I asked. And I suggested a cockatiel or a pionus. And her response was, I don't want a cockatiel. And I said, why? Cockatiels are fabulous birds. If I could have cockatiels here, I would. And I would have a lot of things. But anyways, she did not want the cockatiel. She didn't know what a pionus was. I suggested some great places for her to go. She said she didn't want to travel that far, which was 2 hours. Hi. And that's something else that just amazes me. Hi. I know everybody has their limitations, but I would travel to the end of the world and back to get a companion animal that I knew I was going to be living with for the next 50 years of my life. Hey, Jennifer, there's another awesome dog trainer on here. Hiya. So anyways, that person did not, she took up an hour and a half of my time and went out and got a sun conure. So anyways, I was willing to educate and help, and there goes Snow with the tripod. Hey, there's Ashley. There's another awesome dog trainer on here. You guys, thank you. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for watching. I have a dog that just jumped on me. See? Yeah, undesired behavior happens here. But then she just ran to the door. So I can tell she wants to go outside. So I'm going to give her another behavior. And join me, maybe in the Snow project, and let's teach her to what behaviors to get to go outside. Anyways, with that being said, that's my 2 cents on do parrots make good companion or desirable companion animals? I think so. I mean, it depends on the person. It's, do people make desirable companion parrot caretakers? So yeah, I mean, obviously I would drive to the ends of the earth. I went to North Carolina, paid an adoption fee of $150 for Snow for a trip that probably cost us about $2,000. So anyways, with that being said, just to recap, if you want more information and live streams on parrots, join us in the Parrot Project. There's a lot of people in there. It's a lot of fun. We have other projects as well. I already mentioned the Facebook group that we have, the Support Animal Behavior Center Support Network. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I think this was my first real species-specific live stream with Coffee with the Critters. I may do another one on pigs. I may do another one on deaf dogs and fish. Anyways, also, you can find out more information from us at theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. The awesome Karen Pratt and Crystal Phelps are on me about getting more organized, and you will see our newsletters starting to come out on a more regular basis starting next month. I'm a procrastinator. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. Keep an eye on our website for our upcoming October event. We've got all our speakers picked out, and we are ready to go. It will be another 4-day event this year, and a little bit different than the past 3 or 4 years. I can't remember how many we've had. Anyways, take care, guys. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next Sunday on Coffee with the Critters, if not here before then. All right, peace out. Thanks, and thanks for all the shares. Thank you. Say, see you, Rico.